Happy Monday, everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful sunny day no matter where you are in the world. Today's topic is social media for artists. Now, this isn't going to be applicable to everyone because I know many of you just do it as a hobby or are just starting out in your art career. But it is a good thing to keep in mind because if you want to share your work with the world, it is an easy way to do it. It's a good way to do it as long as you are cognizant of a few of the pitfalls of social media. And everyone now knows a lot about it, but after the pandemic, we kind of used social media as a great way to communicate, and it kept us in touch with people, and it still does. Some of us are a little bit, off the computer screens a bit more now that we can be out and about and actually with people. But I find it a great way to share my work. Now, one of the biggest pitfalls is if you try to do it all, you're not going to be very successful because if you are spending that much time on your computer doing social media posts consistently, then you are not going to be at your easel. I know that sounds obvious, but believe me, I fell into that pit hole myself. Pitfall, pit hole, pit. Don't do it. It's, yeah, you can't do it all. So you've got to pick your social media platforms that work for you. You got to do a little bit of investigating, do a little checking it out. For me, I really like Facebook and Instagram. They get me the most traction, the most bang for my time. Bang for my buck? I don't pay for it. But they really, really get me some interaction, and that's why I'm here. And then I can take these videos and I post them on my YouTube channel and Instagram. I start from Facebook, post on Instagram, and YouTube. So those are my great platforms for me. That is what works for me, and we are all different. Many artists find Instagram to be much more serviceable. My clientele, there's a lot of you on Facebook here, so I like to, be here for you. It's an older demographic for sure on Facebook, younger crowd on Instagram. Yeah, they work though, whatever works. I never got into some of the other platforms. I never did TikTok, for example, so I don't know much about it. This is where I like to hang out with my art. And I also had great aspirations to do a blog, which I have done on my website. I've got a nice new website, all spick and span. Everything in the end leads back to my website and to my paintings that are available for sale and to my art lessons. Everything leads back there. And the good thing about having a website is that you are in complete control of your own website. Versus with Facebook or Instagram, you're dealing with algorithms and who's going to see it, and only part of your crowd's going to see it, and you can have a ton of followers. And a lot of those followers don't necessarily mean anything, even though you have good numbers. They could be people that are not interested in your work but still are there. So yeah, it's a game, and there is a whole bit about when to post and how often to post. And I used to kind of pay attention to all of that, and then I finally realized that the number one thing I need to pay attention to is my own algorithm. And I need to pay attention to when I need to be at the easel. That is number one. And then the posting and the social media comes after that. And if you guys see it, that's awesome. And if you don't, well, maybe you'll go back in the feed and check it out later. I hope so. Having contact with my followers means a lot. So I love it when you comment. I love it when you answer my questions. I love it when you show up. And in order for you to show up, that means I have to show up. So it's a give and take thing. But you just gotta, prioritize your time. There's only so many hours in a day. And for me, painting is it, and writing is it. Social media is a necessary thing because I want the whole point of doing all of this is to share it with the world. But my blog, I had great ideas for it. I've got so much I want to write, so much I want to share with you, so many ideas. I have lists of great art movies that I want to tell you about. I have so many great documentaries to tell you about. That's all going to wind up in the blog one day, hopefully. And there's a thing called SEO, search engine optimization. Optimization? It's a big word. And for SEO, apparently you need to post on your blog on a very regular basis in order to get up in the SEO ranks. So I thought that was brilliant, but time is of the essence. I have these great ideas, and there's only so much time in my week and in my day. So hopefully one day I'll get back to my blog. Right now, I'm writing other things that I'm not sharing. I'm working on my memoir, and yeah, so one day I'll get back to writing on the blog. Hopefully, those search engines will see that. But in the meantime, I'm not doing a lot on my blog. And with the blog, you don't necessarily have to sit and write a long, long thing. You can just share little tidbits. And it doesn't necessarily take a long time to post on the blog, but it still takes consistency. It still takes thought. It still takes, uh, you know, that's not something I've been very consistent with. So you kind of have to choose. And it was the same thing with my newsletter. And for several years, I did a monthly newsletter and I loved it. It got a lot of feedback. A lot of you opened it, a lot of you replied, read it, enjoyed it, the whole shebang. But I found it was causing me extreme anxiety because I was always stressing for that first week of every single month to get that newsletter out, and I did not want to be late. People were expecting it. Consistency is everything. All of those things, and it was causing me a lot of stress. So I don't think social media should be stressful. I think at the end of the day, it is about the art. The artist's life should be centered around the art, not newsletters, not posts, not social media, not all of those things. So really keep track of what you're doing and where you're spending your time. Be easy, go easy on yourself. Take it easy and just decide what it is you're doing. Pick one or two platforms. And sometimes I find it much easier to pick a computer day. I pick one day a week where I really get caught up on all my computer things, and it really helps because I don't find it easy to switch my right left brain. It takes a lot of effort to go from blog posts, newsletters, emails, paying bills, da 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 da. All, and then go into the studio in the afternoon after I've been on the computer thinking things through. So that is the challenge. So I find if I pick one day on the computer and then the other day is art, it helps instead of switching gears from one to the other. So I think that's all I wanted to talk to you about for today. I do hope you will put some comments in the chat about what platforms really work for you. I'm sure the group and everybody listening would really appreciate your comments, your feedback, and whatnot. So let me know what works for you. How often do you post? And where do you post? Please share what you found out because it's great. Like I say, I used to do LinkedIn. I used to do it all. And it just, Twitter, Does that work for you? It doesn't work for me. But that's just me, and maybe I'm just not at the right time. So keep us posted. Let me know and let us know. And I hope you enjoy my social media posts. Let me know what you think about that. Okay? Thank you and have a fabulous week, everyone. And we will talk to you soon.